I consider myself to be so phenomenally blessed that during the recent world events that I've had quantum touch in my life as a skill. And I think it's essential. I don't even think it's a luxury. I think it's essential that we all have these skills.
I know that you work with a lot of other energy healing techniques, right? So my question now is, what are the other energy techniques that you work with and how you combine quantum touch with them?
So I also teach a modality called permissioning and transformation. And I've actually found that it combines brilliantly with quantum touch. So often I'll get people coming for pain relief with quantum touch. And as you know full well how easily quantum touch can reduce and eliminate pain. I say it's not a big deal, it is a big deal, but with quantum touch, it's so frequent that it's I almost expect it, it's like a given that it's gonna, it's gonna really, really help with the pain. And permissioning and transformation is very much about managing and creating space in thoughts and really allowing new thought patterns to arise and creating new ways of new perspectives about things. And so the way that I've combined the two, because permissioning is really, really good for things like anxiety and depression. And also really people tend to have, especially with pain and pain memory, and they hold onto a pattern that they're so used to holding in the body. So sometimes people say, how long until it lasts? What if the pain comes back? When's it going to last? When's it going to stick? And so my answer is always when it becomes your dominant vibration, when your body is more used to being easy and comfortable than it is used to being in pain. And so the way that I combine the two is somebody who experiences pain relief, but if the pain comes back really quickly, even though we've got it to zero, I thought to myself, well, we know that your body is capable of going to zero with the pain because we've done it. We've done it once, we've done it twice. Now, if the pain comes back, it's because there's a pattern being held or there's an emotional issue that is being held in place. It could be many things. And so I use the permissioning and transformation to unlock that and to help create a new pattern and create space for the person to really know that they can have a new experience. And so I use the two together and they work really, really beautifully, particularly for holding a new state where the person isn't in pain anymore.
Oh, that's interesting because listen to you. I remembered Joe Dispenza, this American doctor. He's talking about that there is a chemistry in our body. We get addicted to the negativeness.
Yeah.
There is a pattern in what we're saying. So this is the practice to heal this situation, right?
Completely.
Yes.
And I've had mind-blowing experiences with clients with this. Mind-blowing. And it's just shown me how well that quantum touch and permissioning and transformation combine. For example, I had one lady who had trigeminal neuralgia, which is known as the suicide pain because it's so painful for people that's how doctors refer to it. That's how bad it is. And she'd been 2 years in this situation. On our first session, she was dribbling. She was dribbling when she was talking because she couldn't really move her jaw properly. And we got the pain with quantum touch down to zero, from 10 to 0 in one session after 2 years of pain, trying many different therapies, many different body work. Nothing had done what quantum touch did. And then within a couple of days, her pain was back up. I said, okay, let's have another session. Again, we got it to 0. Within a couple of days, her pain was back up. And I said to her, when it doesn't hold, okay, we know your body's capable of it. It's done it. When it doesn't hold, it's exactly what you were saying, Gustavo, what Joe Dispenza says. There's an addiction, there's chemicals firing off in the brain looking for it. So I taught her the permissioning techniques to retrain that pattern. And then I had another quantum touch session with her, and it worked absolutely beautifully. The pain completely reduced, and she was able to function, and she was mind blown. We were both mind blown, completely mind blown. So they're very synergistic, and they work very well together.
Yeah, very interesting. And I was reading your website about your story. When you were 12 years old, you had already experiences with healing, right? And this story is very classic, someone who starts when the person is a kid and then the person becomes a healer. But it is very common. We get to know these stories, but people, they just have this for themselves. And when the person passes away, so there is nobody else know the technique. But with quantum touch is different, because you had this experience when you were a child, and then you learned about quantum touch, something similar to what you experienced, and then you can teach. I can become an instructor, and whoever wants to become an instructor can learn to be a certified practitioner or be an instructor. So you teach all the courses, let me mention here again, just in case someone who is watching this conversation, this talk, doesn't know about the other workshops. So there is a level 1, the basic one, the level 2, supercharging and self-created health. You teach all of them, right? So how frequently you teach these workshops?
Okay, so before the lockdowns, I would teach every month, and they were all obviously in person. Then when we were in lockdown and all of us went online, all the quantum touch instructors went online, which was a total blessing. I was teaching much more frequently, and suddenly all the online workshops, you've got people from all over the world, and it opened up an entirely new space for us to connect internationally. And so it all changed. My whole way of my scheduling, everything changed to much more frequently than every month. And now I'm doing both online and in person. So I'd say sometimes I've done 3 in a month, the different workshops, but on average 1 to 2.
Yes, good.
And I like to kind of give people the opportunity to go quite easily from level 1 supercharging, level 2, so that there's a nice flow and the dates are available for them. Yes,
so that's really nice to know that, because sometimes people are not, it's not easy to adapt for the instructor to be adapted to going online or hybrid mode or whatever. And some people sometimes stop teaching for a while, but you could adapt yourself really quickly. That's very nice to know. I'm going to leave your contact information in the description of this video, so whoever is watching this video is located, because I believe you have a physical space also, right?
Where I teach, yes. Definitely. Yeah.
So whoever lives in UK, in London or UK or close, can go there can know about your schedule, and you also give these online classes. So you'll put the contact information in the description of this video. So you could talk a lot about this, about experience. So hopefully you'll be here again and you'll have another conversation such as this one, and explore more specific subjects related to your experience. But I'd like to ask you, what message you'd like to leave to whoever is just curious about quantum touch and didn't learn that yet?
Okay, so this is an easy question for me. I can tell you with absolute certainty, it will change your life. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I wouldn't second guess it. I wouldn't question it. I would literally jump on a workshop with complete certainty that it will be something that changes not just your life, but the people around you. And I consider myself to be so phenomenally blessed that during the recent world events that I've had quantum touch in my life as a skill. And I think it's essential. I don't even think it's a luxury. I think it's essential that we all have these skills. So that's my message. And the other thing is, whether it's online or in person, I wouldn't be concerned about that, because what we've all seen, all the instructors, is that the online workshops are just as powerful as the in-person in terms of learning the same thing, getting as much practice experience in the breakout room. So if you can only get to, because of where you're located, an online workshop, I would go for it. It's definitely been the fuel in my life since the moment I learned it. So that would
and I can say that everything I learned with Quantum Touch was in workshop, was online. I never attended a workshop, on-site workshop, and it's amazing that works. Yes. So Karina, thank you so much for your time here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And I hope to see you again here, and then we can go further in specific subjects next times. Okay.
I would love that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.